All right, so in this video, I'm just going to review this practice Keystone exam, a couple questions from this. Number one, these questions where it says which is true for all values of x, these are pretty tough questions. And the way I approach them is to pick a number for x and just check to see if the statement is true and just try to eliminate off some of the possible choices here. So the first one, it says x to the third power is greater than or equal to x to the second power. So if you use a low number for that, I believe like a fraction of some sort, like let's say 0.5. So 0.5 to the third power is going to be 0.125. And if I plug 0.5 into the right side, I think this might not work. Get 0.25. But a negative number should solve this one. So if I put like a -2 in here, if I put a -2 in the left side, that's -8. But the right side, if I put a -2 in there, it's going to be a positive. So that's going to prove the first one false. So a negative will prove that one wrong. The second one, like the number 1 or the number, anything bigger than 1 should prove that one wrong. So 3 to the power of, let's say, 5. I don't know, let's try 5. So that's 75. And if I put it in the right side, 5 to the third power, I get way more than that. And it says the left should be. So that proves that one wrong. Then we get down to these two. And to save time for making this really long, I believe C would be the correct answer. You should be able to prove... sorry, I'm going to try to... This would be 3x squared minus 12x plus 4. So there should be a number. Sometimes you can try fractions, decimals, try negatives, try the number 0, things like that to help try to prove some of them wrong. Second one here, which one is x? So if you see a 2 out front turned into a 10, that means a 5 escaped our jail. And if a 5 escaped our jail, it means we would have had to have had 2 5s inside to make a group. All right, so we need 2 5s inside here to get the 2 turned into a 10. So 2 5s would make the number 25. What's the least common multiple? Least common multiple, we want to use the highest exponent for each. So for x, that's going to be a 4, and for y, that's going to be a 5. There's only one selection here that has that as a 4 to 5. If you want to find the number, you're just going to go to math, over to number, and the bottom is LCM, is the 8th one. So if you type that in, you put your two numbers in there, your 450 and your 3000 with a comma between, hit enter, and you'll get 9,000. So there you go. To do GCF, I don't know if there's a GCF question on here. To do GCF, you're just going to select the 9th one down here, GCD. It means it's greatest common divisor, but it will do the same thing for you. So that one is D. To simplify this one, honestly, you can type that straight in the calculator. So we go 2 parenthesis 2 square root of 4, close the parenthesis for the 4, and then there's another parenthesis here at the end. So close that off to the power of -2. Hit enter. That is 0.125. These are written in fraction form. So if I click math and click fraction, it's going to be 1/8. There we go. You can do that one by hand, but if you have a graphing calculator, you can just type it in exactly as you see it there. For this one, $52 for a day pass, and there's 4,432 of them. So we'd be multiplying those together. So 52 times 4,432. So that's this a value here is going to find how much day passes were, how much money came from day passes, and then for weekly, we're going to be adding on the weekly. So we're going to add on $110 for 979 weekly passes. So I'm doing this all in one step here, 338,000, sorry. And that would actually round down to 300,000. So that's going to be A. For this one, you're going to want to distribute or use the box method. If you're using the box method, you're going to need a 2 by 3. That your 2x squared, your 5x, and your 2 go there, and your x and your 3 go here. So this top left corner will be a 2x to the third power, and your bottom right corner will be a 6. So it looks like it's either A or C, so I'm actually going to have to do some more work, unfortunately. That would be 5x, this would be a 2, and this would be an x and a 3, and this would be an x squared. So it looks like I'm going to get 3x squareds in this box and get 5x squareds in this box, and when I combine those together, I'm going to get 8. What did I do? What did I do? X times 5x. Oh, this has a 2 in front of it. Whoops. Sorry, there's a 2x squared here. So this is 6. So 6 plus 5 is 11. There we go. Holy moly. So A is the correct answer. When the expression is completely factored, which one of its factors is there? We're looking to multiply to negative 18, add the negative 3. When you have a negative number here, we just check to see how far apart our factors are. 6 and 3 are the factors that are 3 apart from each other. And because we want them to add to a negative 3, the 6 would have to be the negative, the 3 would have to be the positive. So it looks like C is our correct answer there. Ooh, I do not like this example. If there's a negative in the front, you actually want to divide that out with your GCF. So take a negative 3, we'll divide that out. There's also an x in common in all of those. So we get an x squared, we divide the 9 by 3, we get negative 3x, and we get a negative 10. And on the bottom, we're going to do the same thing. Divide out a negative 3x, we get x squared plus 6x plus 8. And so our top is going to, the 3x's, negative 3x's will cancel on the top. This one's going to simplify to negative 5 and a positive 2. And this bottom one is going to simplify to a 2 and a 4. And then you have a 2 plus 2 and a plus 2 on the top, so you're going to cross those out. So it looks like we have a minus 5 on the top and a plus 4 on the bottom, which makes this one D. Moving on. Jenny has a job, $8 per hour plus tips. She worked for 4 hours. So if she makes $8 per hour and she works for 4 hours, we need to be multiplying 8 times 4. So that's how much money she makes from her hours. And plus she's also getting tips, which is T. It says that she made $65 in all. So all of this should be equal to 65. I'm going to write it on the left side here because that's where my answers are written. And so this looks like question D, or part D. Which step is used? Typically we see distributed properties here for these property questions, and that's what this is. This is a distributed property, and it looks to be done correctly. So we need to do the distributed property. This says A says associative, C says associative. So we just want distributive. And we use multiplication when we do the distributive property. We do not add things to do the distributive property. We multiply. So that is answer D. Francisco purchased X hot dogs, Y hamburgers. He spent a total of $10. This equation would be about dollars because we're talking about total dollars. So these coefficients in front of here should be the prices of each of those. So hot dogs should cost me $3 and a hamburger should cost $4, which means my X and my Y are the amount of each. So 2, 1 is a solution. That should mean 2 hot dogs and 1 hamburger. So which one? Oh, that's not what it's asking me. So again, the cost of a hot dog is 3 and the cost of a hamburger is 4. So hamburgers cost 2 times. That's not true because they're 3 and 4, which is not 2 times as much. Francisco purchased 2 hot dogs and 1 hamburger. That should be the correct answer. Whew, I might make another video for the second part of this. So let me end that one here, and we'll pick back up in another video.